Thank you, Shruti, and thank you, AIOS and Chairman Scientific Committee for having me in this session. I'm going to be speaking about how important it is going to be in future about and what we have currently started working on imaging the collagen. At the outset, I have no financial disclosures when it comes to what I'm going to talk about. So we have a lot of topographic indices and newer indices are coming in. A lot of times normal looking two different topographies. One, for example, if you see a bad D will be normal, but the same looking topography, same pachymetry, the other side, the bad D will be abnormal. So what do we do? How do we solve this dilemma and which one to believe? Also, a lot of indices and a lot of scoring systems have come in, but still we come across post-refractive surgery ectasias. We operate on everything, making sure that everything is okay, and we come across ectasias. How do we go about it? What do we do? As I said, two topography, one normal topography, one suspicious topography. But the suspicious topography has normal indices and the normal topography has suspicious indices. What are we missing? Are we really in an era where we need to look beyond the topography or the biomechanics, as they are not sensitive enough to differentiate from the normal, from the form thrust keratoconus? What we decided was, we, along with the group in Vienna, we decided to build a custom-built polarization sensitive OCT. Now, why did we do this? We took a lead from Keith Meek's work, where he actually, this is a theoretical model on how the collagen bundles and the collagen fibers are placed in the cornea, and how the structure is in the right eye, the left eye, the superior, inferior, nasal, and the temporal. So we took a lead from his work and built it in that PSOCT. Now, what does PSOCT does? PSOCT does throws the polarized light onto your structure what you want to measure. For example, if you do want to measure the cornea, if you want to do a retinal imaging, if you want to do any other imaging, the sclera for glaucoma or anything else. You throw a polarized light. Now, what happens in cornea is, when you throw a polarized light, all the structures of the cornea takes this polarized light except the stroma. The stroma doesn't take the polarized light into consideration. So we are taking this advantage of the stroma, which doesn't take the polarized light into consideration, and studying how the collagen fibers are placed in the eye. So now this is the theoretical model which is placed, and this is how the representation of the PSOCT images when we measure a cornea, and this is the axis orientation map. These are the normal orientation map. If you see how in normal image the collagens are placed, and this is how it is on the axis orientation map, how the axis is going to be. So how does this PSOCT help us in our practice? I'm just going to focus on an anterior segment, as I'm a refractive and a cataract surgeon. Can it provide us an additive information in addition to topographers? Can it help in decision making for the type of surgery, which type of surgery we want to do? And also, can it help in looking at the keratoconus or the cross-linking outcomes? Coming to the first part. This is a patient. He has a posterior elevation. If you see the indices, the bad D, the CBI are suspicious, but the TBI, which is the addition of both CBI and bad D, it's normal. So what do? We did a PSOCT for this patient, and this is how it looks in the anterior stroma, the mid stroma, and the posterior stroma. This is how the normal looks like. But if you see the patient of this suspicious cornea who had a posterior elevation, if you see the posterior stroma, you see loss of collagens, which is not present in the normal eyes. So this is like a suspicious case, even though the indices are normal, you would not like to go ahead and do a surgery, or you would be cautious while doing a surgery. Coming to next part, can this PSOCT help in decision making of the type of surgery? Now 60% of the patients have normal topographies, normal indices. 20% are keratoconic, they are abnormal topography, so we are very safe with this 80% of the patients. But what to do when this 20% have suspicious topographies or suspicious indices? The challenge lies in this 20% cases. So what we did was, we took different type of topographies, suspicious looking or suspicious indices, 4 categories. One where the CBI, TBI, and bad D are normal. One where the CBI is normal, but the other two factors are suspicious. One where the CBI and TBI are suspicious, but the bad D is normal. And one where the CBI and TBI and bad D all are abnormal. Now, if you see the PSOCT image, this is how the collagen fibers look like in a normal one. The first category is absolutely normal. Second category also is normal, but you just see a small loss of collagen fibers here. Third, where the CBI and the TBI is suspicious, yes, you see a small loss of collagen here. But the fourth, there is absolute loss of collagen. This is how the normal looks like. So what we did was, for the first category, we went ahead and did LASIK or SMILE. Second category, you can do a PRK. Third, we did SMILE extra. And fourth, where there was a loss of collagen, we deferred the surgery. So post-operative outcomes, what we found was that the first category where we have done a LASIK or a SMILE, they are absolutely similar, they are healing well. PRK, where you see there is a mild loss of collagen here, post-operatively also it is doing well. SMILE Extra, where you see a small little loss of collagen here, post-operatively you see that it is maintaining the strength of the collagen and the collagen fibers structure on how it is placed. And this is the patient where we have not done any surgery. So if you see here, the PRK and the SMILE Extra, both the arms are doing equally well. Now let's go to the case example which I showed you before, who had a suspicious looking topography, and on the posterior stroma she had a loss of collagens. So what we can do in this type of patients is we can, when there is a loss of collagen, we can, and posterior elevation, we can probably plan a PRK or a extra procedure. Should I go ahead? Okay. So basically PSOCT will help us in choosing the type of refractive surgery. It can help us in deciding whether to do an extra procedure or not. It can also help us in assessing the cataract incisions or remodeling, or assessing the unusual surgeon-induced astigmatism, the post-cross-linking outcomes, and in future it will help us in artificially cornea, how we construct it. Thank you.